Welcome everyone to our channels The Planner's Way. Myself Rohit. In this video I am going to cover reflection schedule, which we can say the what if scenario as well. I'm going to cover in which situations we create a reflection schedule, why we create a reflection schedule, what's the uses of reflection schedule, what's the benefit of using the reflection schedule, and the main instance what is a reflection schedule and how it differ from a normal random copy of a program. Let's dive into the video. Starting with the general basic definition, what a reflection schedule is. A reflection schedule is a temporary copy of a program used to test what if scenarios. It is a copy of a program used to test the what if scenarios. We can use a reflection schedule to calculate different what if scenarios. What if we change this one, or else we change this one? In those situations we make a temporary copy of a program, or we create a reflection program and make changes over there rather than amending the original program. It is created mainly in P6 using the create reflection feature. P6 is a software where we can create a reflection copy of the program. It allows planners to analyze impacts without disturbing the main schedule. As we say in the beginning, the reflection schedule is created to make the changes on it without impacting that of the main schedule. Moving forward, let's cover why we use a reflection schedule. The main reason using behind a reflection schedule is to analyze different what if scenarios without impacting the main program. That means in the situations where we want to analyze different test scenarios, whether this activity have been impacted, what will happen, or we can resequence this or logic, what will happen on that instance where we are not sure about how to move forward. On that case, we can use a reflection copy of a program and make the changes over there, basically to play around the activities to make a realistic program after making the changes over there. I have highlighted a couple of key points where a reflection schedule is used to test delays, resequencing, or any mitigation strategies. Secondly, to evaluate any acceleration or the recovery options. To assess impact of any change order or the compensation event prior the change order have been approved. Prior the approval of the change order, we make a reflection copy of the last accepted program and implement the change order over there to see the impact on the schedule before the change have been approved. It support and the decision making for the higher stakeholder with multiple scenario outcomes, whether to go with this one or that one. So a reflection schedule is quite important regarding the decision making for the higher stakeholders. Let's cover a couple of key features of the reflection schedule. Firstly, it is an independent working copy of the main program. Then, if it is the independent working of the main program, then what makes it differ from a general copy of the program? The only difference between a general copy of the program and the reflection copy is that we can merge it back to the main schedule after the approval. Any changes that we have amended on the reflection copy of the program, we can merge those changes directly to the source copy. Once we got the approval forward with this scenario, we are moving forward. We don't need to go and manually do the changes on the source copy. We can directly merge over there. This is the main difference behind a normal copy and a reflection copy of the program. Else, it is similar to that of a copy of a main program. Likewise, we can modify any logic duration calendar. It works as a main program. We can change any logic duration calendars or that of the resources and units without impacting that of the source copy to see different scenarios. It does not affect any baseline or the original logic until we have the program approved, because we are just playing around in a copy of a program. On the previous slide, I am mentioning scenario examples. Likewise, in different scenario, we use the what if copy of the program. Then what's the scenarios will be? Let's highlight a couple of those. For example, first scenario could be delay in the material delivery. In some instance, if we have any material shortage, on that case, we need to axis impact on the critical path due to that material shortage. So on that case, we can make a reflection copy of the program and make over the changes, and once approved we can just merge it to the source program. Secondly, we have adding any extra queues. That means adding or implementing any extra shifts or extra resources or extra gang gang of resources to reduce the durations. Any sequencing of the task to check if it improves any float. On this case, we can just work around the logic, amending open the original logic, either that of finish to start to that of the start to start, and just looking after if there will be any changes on the floors or any impact on the critical path on the situation. We can use a what if scenarios. In any client design changes, we can make the changes on the reflection copy to see the impact on the critical path before merging it to the source directly. So we have the source program saved over there, and we are working only on the current version or the copy of the program. If not approved, we can simply delete it. Okay, moving forward, what would be the best cases where we can use the reflection schedule? We can use the reflection schedule on any compensation event to look after the time impact analysis, what it is, how the compensation event. While we need to raise a compensation event, we need to do the time impact analysis on the schedule to look after what the impact it have done on the schedule before the CE have been approved. On that instance, we can use the reflection schedule. Sometime while recovery and acceleration planning, that means any mitigation strategies on the distance, we can use the reflection schedule. Any forecasting monthly look ahead program if needed by the client or any stakeholders on that distance, we can use the reflection schedule. Any new construction sequences, any changes or amendment in the logic we want to just look around or play around on that distance, we can use the reflection schedule. And many more. In general, the best use of the reflection schedule will be on if we want to see any impact prior to that of approval. As previous video, we have covered couple of schedules type now: reflection schedule, recovery schedule, revise schedule, baseline schedule. Let's see what the difference between or what this schedule refer to. Firstly, covering reflection schedule, it is just a temporary simulation, not official one. We do the reflection copy of the program before that of the approval or prior to approval. That means we have the reflection copy to see the different what if scenarios, different scenario to exist prior to that of approval from the high stakeholders. Baseline, it is the approved version of the plan agreed by all the parties or all the stakeholders. Revised schedule, it is the updated official working schedule after making the changes. Any of the reflection copy of the program could be the revised schedule or either the recovery schedule once it has been approved by high stakeholders. While submitting the revised schedule or the recovery schedule, we need to understand different scenarios of the changes, what we are making the changes. On the instance, we can make different version of the reflection program, and once they are approved, it may become the recovery schedule or that of the revised schedule. Simply, reflection is used to decide whether a version is needed or not. It is a temporary simulation to look across whether this version of program we need or not. If we don't need, we just simply delete it. If it is needed or it is approved, we just merge it to the source and make it as a recovery program or that of the revised schedule. If it is a revised schedule, we need to rebaseline it. If it is recovery schedule, no baselining is needed as there will be no impact on the milestone or the end date. But in both instances, we need to make the reflection copy of the programs to analyze or study the changes. I have highlighted here a couple of interview questions that could be asked around reflection schedule. Sometimes you could be asked directly the straightforward question: have you heard about reflection schedule? On this instance, it is not that much difficult or tough to deal with it. But sometimes the question could be around how do you create and use a reflection schedule in the P6. On that instance, you need to tell them how we create a reflection schedule and what's the use of the reflection schedule. What's the uses I have covered over here. But in terms of P6 interface, what we can do is we need to just right click on the project, on any of the project that we want to create as a reflection copy, and there is an option to create a reflection copy, and we can just simply click on that one, and we have a reflection copy of the program. As per the icon, it appears as folder icon with a question mark over there. Secondly, when should you use a reflection instead of changing the main schedule? We have covered this one. Can a reflection schedule be merged back? If yes, when and why? This we have covered in this video. Other than this, we have covered in which instance we can use the reflection copy, what's the characteristic of reflection program, what's the best use of the reflection program. Those things also we have covered in the video, but I have generally highlighted these three over here. which I feel a bit more challenging than just a simple, normal, straightforward questions. The next video in this series will be on value management. To hear more from us, please subscribe the Planner's Way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next video.